It's Tuesday, February 2nd, 2021, and the morning edition is alive. On today's show, we're reaping the harvest. We got some beauty tips for the ladies. And believe it or not, Charles Fisher is getting his nails done. So let's start the morning off right.
Though February is short, it's filled with lots of love and sweet surprises. Good morning, everyone. I'm with Dawn Davis, and welcome to the morning edition.
And I'm Charles Fisher.
Well, Fisher, you know, we're going to talk about our teas this morning. A small businessman, Anwar Knowles, supplied us with a month of different teas. This week we have fever grass. And I think that's like I don't know how it looks perhaps, but I'm sure it looks like cane, I heard. Sugar cane, it looks like perhaps. You know anything about fever grass?
I don't know anything, but an interesting thing happened to me yesterday. Have you ever been out and you see some of your old school friends and you're with your family members and they say, wow, did they go to school with you? They look so old.
They look much older,
I saw a high school friend of mine yesterday, and they said, Fisher, you look so young. What are you doing to keep so young? So they said, whatever you're doing, you might as well bottle that and sell it. So I'm coming up with an idea that I'm going to bottle my youth, whatever I'm doing, and I'm going to sell that. And I think that's going to make a lot of money.
Because you know, fever grass is also, it's funny that you said that, because fever grass is, you know, it's for digestion, getting your bowels, getting everything in shape, just to look, you know, nice and healthy and to keep everything healthy.
Keep that smile on your face as well.
And I know, I was talking to Anwar just before he left to go away, and he said that fever grass is not just, you know, synonymous here in the capital, but you can find it all around the Bahamas, because, you know, it's a Bahamian
That's a homework I'm going to do today, and I know most of our viewers now will go and try to see just exactly if they have this fever grass tea, maybe growing in their backyard, may look like surrogacy, may look like any other bush. So that's my homework today. I'm going to search the island, I'm going to go all over, and I'm going to bring a piece of it to work tomorrow, and I promise you that.
So I know, speaking of fever grass, we're also going to go out to traffic. I'm sure traffic is going to be back up this morning.
Let's now take it out to the streets. We're at Lloyd Island in the morning. Traffic team is standing by with your Tuesday morning traffic.
Well, Charles and LaDawn, consider yourselves lucky on the indoors, as outside it's feeling less than 60 degrees. It's quite cold, but we're giving you your first look at traffic nonetheless. Today, we're coming in from Prince Charles Drive and Beatrice Avenue. Now, already significant traffic coming out of the east. We're going to talk about developments around the island in a moment, but before we get to that, Corporal Christopher Wims from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division gives us an idea of traffic developments over the past 24-hour period.
Good morning, Lloyd. Good morning, Bahamas. For the accident that was reported to the police with minor damages. However, for a total of 24 hours, we had a total of 16 accidents, 12 of which were accidents with minor damages, 3 were with minor injuries, and 1 hit and run. At this time, we have 12 hospitalized victims as a result of those accidents.
All right, so some good news there, but those hospitalized persons are being discharged. But again, this morning, as persons are, you know, arriving onto the streets, what areas are looking like around the island? We're here in the east, obviously it's a building here, but what are conditions looking like around the island?
Well, at this time, everybody's really getting onto the road. We have like East Street and Tonic Williams Darling Highway, Blue Hill Road, Tonic Williams Darling Highway, Samala Butler on Tonic Williams Darling Highway, and Gladstone Road. All those roadways, people can expect their normal traffic congestion. However, we are reporting that they're all moving smoothly. And sometime this morning, we're going to have officers go to these posts to assist persons northbound on those streets so that everybody can make it to work on time and be safe.
All right, so some positive developments coming in there from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division. That's been your first look at traffic on this Tuesday morning. Back to you guys in studio.
Oh, we're taking a look now on the outside. A chilly start to the day. Currently it's in the 60s and mostly cloudy. In the extended forecast, daytime temperatures will stay in the 60s through tomorrow with lows in the 50s. We'll get back into the 70s come Thursday. And you know, Fisher, last week it was fogging, very, very foggy. I know when I tried to get out to come in to do the morning edition at 8 o'clock, it was really, really foggy outside. You were unable to even drive to get here.
You and I leave out our houses early in the morning to get here, sometimes for 5:30, 6 o'clock. And the fog was thick. I thought smoke was in the area. We also did traffic from around by the fort and the Arawak here and up to 7 o'clock, even though the sun was out, the fog was still out. So I was wondering what was happening. And I must say the vehicular traffic out there were really moving at a slow pace, but they were being cautious, and I'm glad that they did it.
Because even this morning, I have on something, a bit warm, but it's still cold in here, so I don't know how it's going to be.
I'm not one to dress up, so I had to go way back in the deep in my closet to get all my sweaters and jackets, and boy, it was breezy last night. Yeah, woo, all like this, looking on the window.
So it's safe to say it's Christmas in January,
it's Christmas
February.
in January, and hopefully we have a good 2021 with this weather as well. I love it.
I love it too. I can't wait to see what the rest of February is going to be like in terms of the weather conditions. I know also coming up in the newsreel just a little bit later, there was a bit of a tornado, I think, in Andros sometime yesterday due to these weather conditions. So I guess we'll get some more information on that in the newsreel. So we're going to now take a look at stories making news headlines this morning.
A severe weather system hitting Standard Creek, Central Andros yesterday, bringing conditions residents believe to have been a tornado. Buildings were left extensively damaged and debris strewn about. Deputy Chief Councilor Brandino Marshall told ZNS News the weather had been bad since earlier in the day.
We had 3 houses that were damaged. 2 of them had roof damage and a balcony damage, and the other had side damage. We also had cross power lines, causing an interruption in electricity. Power was off from 6:45 until 1 p.m.
Canada is the newest country updating its international travel policy, requiring passengers to enter the country with a negative pre-departure COVID-19 test. Additionally, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirming in a release that passengers must pay to take a COVID-19 test on arrival, reserve and pay for a room in a Canadian government-approved hotel for 3 nights, and secure food, cleaning, and security. Still on schedule is the suspension of all flights to and from Mexico and Caribbean countries until April 30th. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Darren Henfield, and the Ambassador of the Republic of Cuba, His Excellency Alexandria Garcia del Toro, met virtually late last week as both sides acknowledged the well-established friendship and bilateral support between the two countries. Matters of mutual interest were also discussed, specifically the need for improved banking arrangements between the two countries and continued cooperation in the areas of maritime border security and legal matters. Both sides also agreed to continue the deepening of relations, for which a technical meeting will be held during the course of the year.
So, Fisher, I'm really, really afraid to actually take a COVID test.
I was just about to ask you if you've taken a COVID test. You and I in the same. I've seen it going up the nose. I've heard, but sometimes you can't believe everything people say. Some people are saying it's not as hard and rough as it looks. Some people do it rough. Some people do it hard. So I think I'm going to, because I'm tired being here.
Have you taken one?
No, I've not taken it as yet, but I'm tired being here in Nassau. I need to take a trip to the family island, so sooner or later I think I'll take that fare.
Because I definitely need to go home. I haven't been to Ireland since November, so I need to visit home.
It's only January.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm doing
pretty bad. November's just 2 months away.
I'm doing bad. I mean 2019. I haven't been home since 2019.
Well, those people in Berlin don't know you anymore.
Yes, they love me over there in Berlin. I'm sure they would love to see me over there in Berlin. You know, the COVID test, I know persons who've taken it, they said that it interfered with their sinus a little. So I don't know if we should take that, because I'm sure you have sinus issues as well.
Yeah, I have
right?
sinus, but like I say, I have to take it because I'm tired being here, and also I need a breath of fresh air to the island. I'm not going to the States. I'm definitely not going to Canada and Mexico and those other countries. So I'm going to do domestic tourism.
Because Canada is pretty good. I have a few brothers that live there and sisters. So Canada is pretty good. You should try it out, Fisher. We need to go and take our COVID test.
Maybe we can take the show there.
Well, we'll have to see how that goes. I guess we'll have to talk to the powers that be upstairs, for them to actually take it out there.
Well,
that would be pretty good.
Freshman Sydney Clark picking up her first singles win of the year for the University of Alabama Blazers Birmingham women's tennis team. That came in a 5-2 loss to Georgia Tech. Clark won her singles match 7-6 and 4 over Monica Deja. She lost in doubles with Annalisa Smith 6-2. That Sydney Clark, she was named the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture Athlete of the Year 2020, such a promising future for her. She attended C.R. Walker and then transferred over to Windsor out in Lightfoot Key under Leighton Hewitt, the famous tennis player, got a scholarship there, and she is just rising day by day. And speaking about whether her team was scheduled to play today, but they won't be able to play because of that bad storm over there in the United States, so they won't be playing again until February 6th. But a bright future for her. She's been a part of the Federation Fed Cup team, and I wish her all the best coming up.
It looks as if C.R. Walker has produced some really good students, not only in tennis, but other aspects of sports, eh?
Yeah, the world silver medalist in the 100 meters, don't forget, Derek Atkins also went to C.R. Walker. So C.R. Walker is right up there when it comes to producing some of the best athletes in the world. We're going to take a break right here. And when we come back, we're reaping the harvest.
Well, many Bahamians are at home and have adapted to poor eating habits in this COVID environment. So joining us live to help us to fix that is popular nutritionist Shay King. Shay, welcome again to the Morning Edition.
Thank you so much for being here today.
So Shay, let's get right to it. What are some of the poor eating trends you have seen by Bahamians over the last few months?
Well, you know, we've just come out of a holiday time, and particularly Bahamians, we have unfortunately been drinking a lot of alcohol, eating a lot of high fatty foods, and unfortunately eating these foods at very, very late in the evening time.
So what should we actually be eating more of specifically to protect our hearts and to burn some of this fat?
This is Health Month, Heart Health Month, and one of the things we should concentrate on is healthy fibers as well as water intake as well. When we look at fibers, LaDawn, we don't often think about the insoluble fibers as well as soluble fibers, but we need to look at fibers as a whole food, including more of our fruits and vegetables, lentils, beans, and even some of those foods that we don't often think about, like avocado, which is considered really a heart healthy fat, and it's full with monounsaturated fatty acids. So avocado is not one of those traditional types of fat, but it's definitely one of those foods that we need to lean more towards. When we look at the beans, that's where we would go traditionally, but we need to come away from some of the untraditional foods and look at more of variety of foods when we think of Heart Health Month and eating healthy and changing the way we look at our health.
And I love avocado pear, but I want you to tell us a little bit about some of the special lessons that you give couples on how to improve their eating habits, and how is that going?
Well, when you think about improving your eating habit, especially now you look at a mature generation, we have to think of our eating times and hours. We tend to start eating very early and end eating very late. I think it's important that we tie in our eating time into a shorter window, tie it into what we would refer to as fasting or intermittent fasting. This is very important because it actually allows the food to digest overall and helping you to be able to transition into a healthier eating pattern. Another thing that we need to look at is water. I know we don't often think of water as playing a pivotal role in our health as well as our heart health, but we need to concentrate more on drinking more water and drinking most of this water before sunset.
And talk to me about any healthy eating tips you want to give Bahamians this second month of 2021?
Yes, this is Heart Health Month, and we do have to increase the fiber. One of those other types of fiber foods that we don't tend to look at, I call this a non-traditional fiber food. It is sea moss gel, and sea moss gel actually has a lot of prebiotics, which is a type of fiber that actually helps probiotics to digest and give us an overall better digestion and heart health. Another thing is we have to tie in breathing and exercise. We often only isolate exercising, or we isolate eating healthy, but it's important that we tie in the combination and also take time to meditate, to rest, and to develop a healthy sleeping pattern as well.
Shay, thank you so much for joining us here on the Morning Edition, and all the best to you in this year.
Well, the Central Grand Bahama Garden reaping its first harvest, and 3 charitable organizations are going to benefit. Here's Megan Shepherd.
A day of harvesting and donating at the Central Grand Bahama Garden. Member of Parliament for the area, the Honorable Aaron Lewis, calling it a red letter day as they were able to harvest the first round of fresh vegetables from the garden. Minister Lewis says that he, along with the group of volunteers, wanted to bless organizations that are always taking care of others.
We will be reaping cabbages, beets, and kale. And we thought that we would partner with the community, with three very important organizations in the community. We are donating to the Children's Home. One, we have to take care of our children. We are donating to the Rand Memorial Hospital to encourage them to prepare a healthy meal for their clients, and of course, the old folks home.
The recipients were able to tour the garden and even harvest their own cabbages. They say they are grateful for the homegrown vegetables, which will go a long way in sustaining the persons entrusted in their care.
We are very happy to receive this donation at the Grand Bahama Children's Home, where we encourage our children to eat healthy. And of course, eating organic is the best way to go. So one thing I'd like to say is a very big thank you on behalf of the residents at the Grand Bahama Children's Home.
I want to give God thanks and thank God for Minister Aaron has given us these healthy, actually food, vegetables and stuff that the nursing home really needed.
As a matter of fact, this morning I was looking at the menu and looking at some ideas to bring in some more living food, and this came at the right time. This is a great opportunity to introduce healthy food to our patients, to the persons that we actually feed other than the patients, which is our staff. So it's a great opportunity. I'm elated to be here and excited about this.
Minister Lewis says he is grateful to every volunteer who helps to keep the garden flourishing.
We approached Mr. Donald Archer from Bahamian Services, who agreed to allow us to use Bahamian Services later on area that was just here, overgrown. So we decided to come here in partnership with Bahamian Services. And I can say the volunteers from the Platinum Knights, John Canoe Group, some of the high school students have been coming out to get their community hours. So again, it's very, very, very encouraging.
Now, as we head to the break, we take a look back at today in Bahamian history. On February 2nd, 1980, well-known business establishment Hasty's Lumber and Building Supply on Robinson Road was destroyed by fire after burning for 6 hours. Damage was estimated at $3 million. Also on February 2nd, 2003, 25-year-old Tashura Ambrose, Miss Orbitex Management, was crowned Miss World Bahamas. The law student beat out 18 contestants for the title.
DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns making it 2 wins in a row against the Dallas Mavericks. After picking up a 111-105 victory over the weekend, the Suns came from behind last night and squeaked this one out 109-108. DeAndre another double-double, 10 points, 17 rebounds after posting 18 points, 17 rebounds on Saturday. DA happy to be playing alongside the veteran Chris Paul.
I've been watching Lob City before the games, to be honest. I've been watching when he was with the Clippers. I've been watching how DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin peel out of them pick and rolls every time. You know, just knowing what he like, and you know, it's just the whole game. And you know, once you keep doing that, being the first big down, and you know, just getting these angles on these bigs, eventually they're gonna get tired of seeing that mid range, man, and they're gonna start reading, start switching. And I got the little guy, and it's just me in the rim, so. It all works good, and it's just, he's right. We are coming along, and we are going to get better at it. So I love it, man. We're finally in some tip-top condition where we can just keep going and have more reps throughout the game.
And Chris Paul is just happy to be running the floor with the big man, DeAndre.
It's getting fun, man. These things take time, and it's a trust factor. You know, I'm still turning it over a few times, trying to get it inside to him, but we getting there, and we're gonna keep working on it. He'll be the first to tell you he's not a traditional big. You know, the way that he can run the court, move his feet, he can shoot the ball, he can post up, he's athletic. So it's great to see it coming together for him right now.
After a nail-biting loss to the Miami Heat over the weekend, Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings getting it right last night. 118-109 over the New Orleans Pelicans, his former team. Buddy had 16 points. Kings creeping back to 500 on the season at 9-11 so far. They finished a 4-game road trip at 3-1, and they play again tomorrow night at home against my Boston Celtics.
Now, you know, Fisher, I don't know anything about basketball, so you may have to school me a little. I don't know anything about it. So you'll have to tell me what do you do. I don't know. The free throw line, the 3-point line. That's all I know.
Are you a woman? Because woman knows everything.
No, we don't. At least I don't. I don't think I know everything. I still have to learn something.
This is history. We had history moments in the Bahamian just now.
Yes,
this is
definitely.
history moment. LaDawn is admitting that she does not know everything. So
No,
that is the first for a woman. Well, Buddy, let me get back to Buddy and DeAndre. They seem to be playing good. You know, they're not playing with much fans in the stadium, so they seem to be putting up good numbers. Even though DeAndre number has dropped a bit in terms of points per game, but he's still contributing on the boards. That's rebounds. He's also getting a lot of double-doubles. And with Chris Paul there right now, the load is shared around, so they have a pretty good team. As for the Sacramento Kings and Buddy Hield, you know, off-season he wanted that trade. He's quiet down now, so he looks to be comfortable under Bill Walton's offense. His numbers are still there, so he seems to be playing good as well.
So coming up after the break, you're going to be getting a manicure, I see. Fisher, what was that like?
Watch and see.
So keep it locked. So ladies, how do you start your morning routine? For most of us, it includes some type of makeup routine, but it doesn't have to be an hour-long process or require the excessive use of products to get the job done. Here's how.
Keep your eyes peeled. We're about to show you some of the simple steps in the transformation from basic beauty to daytime diva. With the aid of model Maya Rogers of PTG Modeling Agency, Natalia Williams of Eye Candy Makeup Store shows us the drill, starting with taming the brows.
And so Maya's eyebrows, while they're very sparse, thin, they still have a little depth to it. Still a little thickness to it, even though the hair itself is very thin. So she doesn't need much done. She has some long hairs in this. I'm going to trim those hairs, and then we're going to give her just a little lift.
Tweezing the remaining strays gives Maya a more defined arch and opens up her eyes. Now to setting the perfect foundation.
You want her skin to look supple, so it means we can't put too much stuff on the skin. We still want that natural glow to come through.
With just a little foundation and a light application, blemishes are banished.
This blotting action is going to allow me to get this product right into Maya's skin and into her pores. I know that always sounds scary to people. In my pores, I don't want anything in my pores, but that's what we want. We want the product in the pores to help keep that oil production, that sweating at bay.
A little under-eye concealer helps to finish the look, eliminating under-eye dark circles and making the eyes pop. And while keeping it light may be the idea, these days, lashes are a must. Williams didn't bat an eye when she offered this solution to those who may still be having a little trouble getting them applied.
You need to train your husbands to put on your lashes. And so yes, Bahamas, there are a lot of husbands out there putting on lashes. Some of them may not come on TV and say it, but they're very good at it.
Take a look at Maya before and after. Fresh, flawless, and fabulous.
Husband ain't putting on no lashes.
I know you're not.
But I know you ladies go to the beauty salon, take about 16 hours just to get one face do. Then you go to get your nails do. That take another 15 hours. So half your day is gone right there. So I wanted to find out just what do you do when you go to the nail tech. And you know my nails are not the best of shape. So here's what I did. Not something that most men do, pedicures and manicures. I wanted to try it out, so I ventured to Nona's Nail Art Studio. Look at these nails. How would you describe them?
Well, first things first, you need a manicure. You have overgrown cuticles. You also have the nail biting issue. You have hangnails in the corners. But to start off,
So a lot of diagnosis.
Let us sanitize first, and then we'll do a quick run through.
Can you work with knobby nails like this? Is this common?
It is common, and yes, I can. Most nail techs will tell you it's easy, and it is fairly easy, especially when dealing with men's hands.
But men don't normally come to get manicure and pedicure. Is there a stigma with it?
There is a stigma attached to it. It's a silly one in my opinion. You get more of the old school guys that come and have it done, as well as men who have certain conditions like ingrown toenails, calluses, that kind of stuff that can be helped with cosmetic work.
So just how much of her clientele is male?
About 5%.
That's very low.
It is. But you don't have a lot of persons that are aware that they even have issues. Or like you say, there's a stigma attached to it. And see, that's another issue men have when it comes to this kind of stuff. They will not let their guards down enough to just sit back and relax and let us do what we do.
I know some women go to the nail tech and it takes about 2-3 hours. Some men don't have that patience.
Well, the thing about it is if you want it done properly, I mean, it shouldn't take that long, but if you want it done properly, then yeah. It does take time, especially if you have issues with the nail.
So with Valentine right around the corner, do you encourage men to go get manicured? At least let their fingernails look good. I've been biting on these for years. I need to stop that habit.
I agree, and there are products that you can buy that actually assist you with that. Sally Hansen, Revlon, OPI, they have nail lacquers that would allow you, that will allow nail growth as well as they have odors. So it kind of deters you from putting your hands to your mouth because you know your nose is right above it.
So after all that scraping, scrubbing, and rubbing, the finished product. Finger looking good.
Wasn't your first time?
And guess what? I still biting my nails. Looking at your nails, how long do you take?
I take about maybe 3 hours. About 3 hours, yes.
And about those lashes?
It took me about 5 minutes.
I always wonder why you wear lashes. God bless you with beautiful eyes, and then you put those lashes on, and then you look like this. Your eye just drooping.
They're telling us to wrap it up. And with that, we end the morning edition for the entire team. I'm LaDawn Davis. I'm from my co-host, Charles Fisher. Have a great morning, everyone.
You don't need no affirmation from nobody.